It is Michael Cohen week in the ongoing Donald Trump election interference case in Manhattan, where Cohen stands as the primary witness for the prosecution. His testimony will be pivotal in securing Donald Trump's conviction. Despite the attention drawn by Stormy Daniels' testimony last week, two less discussed moments surfaced that are likely to implicate Trump in this case. These crucial details merit our attention. We are American Voice, and today we have some news that will leave you speechless. Turning to the case everyone is discussing, Stormy Daniels garnered the spotlight last week, but there were two trial moments that significantly bolster the prosecution's case and corroborate Michael Cohen's testimony. This aspect has not received widespread discussion and warrants our immediate attention. Firstly, the prosecution has meticulously built a firewall around Michael Cohen to preemptively address potential challenges to his credibility. They have acknowledged Cohen's prior felony convictions, a point the defense will undoubtedly emphasize. However, the prosecution can mitigate this by underscoring Cohen's admission of guilt, his efforts towards rehabilitation, and his consistent and credible public statements, including those made in congressional testimony. The defense, on the other hand, faces formidable challenges, with the witnesses providing damaging testimony against Trump thus far. The prosecution's next steps will involve connecting Trump directly to the falsification of business records, a crucial component of the underlying offense. Thus far, the prosecution has effectively demonstrated Trump's awareness of the hush money scheme and his active involvement in its creation. They have established that the purpose was to enhance his electoral prospects, rather than protect Melania Trump or any other family member. Now, the focus shifts to proving Trump's direct involvement in mischaracterizing reimbursements as legal fees and documenting them as such in their ledgers. Amidst the widespread attention on Stormy Daniels, there's a crucial point that deserves consideration. Firstly, during her testimony, the prosecution asked Stormy Daniels if she remembered that in June 2018, Donald Trump's attorneys, in court filings, affirmed that in 2017, Donald Trump had reimbursed Michael Cohen's company, Essential Consultants, with $130,000 that was paid to her. Stormy Daniels confirmed this. The prosecution has entered into evidence the actual court filings submitted by Mr. Day, Trump's attorneys during his 2018 civil lawsuit with Stormy Daniels. In these filings, Donald Trump acknowledged paying Michael Cohen $130,000 as part of a reimbursement related to the hush money scheme. This acknowledgement is crucial, as Todd Blanche, Donald Trump's lawyer, stated in his opening statement that this payment was not for reimbursement, but for legal fees. The jury's decision hinges on whether they believe these payments were for legal services or reimbursement. If they believe it was for legal fees, Trump may prevail. If for reimbursement, the prosecution is likely to prevail. Trump will not testify or take the stand, but his words from the lawsuit will speak for him. He acknowledged in his own lawsuit that the $130,000 was paid to reimburse Michael Cohen. This raises questions about what the additional $35,000 monthly payments could have been for, if not additional legal fees. There is no evidence to support that claim. In fact, he was not even under a retainer agreement. The payments were for the reimbursement of the hush money, and this directly implicates Donald Trump, who was aware of it. This is highly damaging. Additionally, we saw tweets that corroborate this. The most incriminating one is from May 3, 2018, where Mr. Cohen, an attorney, received a monthly retainer not from the campaign and unrelated to the campaign, which he entered into through reimbursement, a private contract between two parties known as a non-disclosure agreement, NDA. That's the most critical part that came directly from Trump himself, and his lawyers were well aware of how damaging it was. They vigorously fought to keep it out, arguing that it was merely an official statement from the White House and therefore protected by executive privilege, but their efforts were in vain. This evidence, along with the court's acknowledgement mentioned earlier, all incriminates Trump. It establishes that he knew from the beginning that his payments to Michael Cohen were reimbursements, not legal fees. There's a third piece of evidence already entered into the record that further corroborates this. a conflict of interest form that Donald Trump filed while he was in the White House. This form, dated 2018, was proven through Jeff McSee's testimony and confirmed that it was Donald Trump's signature on the form submitted to the Office of Government Ethics. The form states, "In the interest of transparency, while not required to be disclosed as reportable liabilities on Part 2, in 2016 expenses were by one of Donald J. Trump's attorneys, Michael Cohen. Mr. Cohen sought reimbursement of those expenses, and Mr. Trump fully reimbursed Mr. Cohen in 2017. The amount reimbursed was between $101 and $250,000, with a zero interest rate." These are admissions from Trump himself, contradicting his lawyer's assertion in the opening statement that the payments were not about legal fees, but reimbursement. This firmly ties Donald Trump to knowing about the reimbursement of the hush money payments, with no legal fees involved. Moreover, there is no evidence that the subsequent payments of $35,000 per month made to Michael Cohen were anything other than reimbursement. This reimbursement was grossed up, as evidenced by Alan Weber's notes, which detail a formula where the initial $130,000 was increased by an additional $130,000 for taxes, plus $60,000 as a bonus, totaling $420,000. Though the exact numbers may vary, this gross-up total is the result. There is no alternative explanation. All that remains is for a witness to testify that Donald Trump was directly involved in this scheme, specifically, that Trump instructed Michael Cohen to classify these payments as legal fees or legal services, which were to be reimbursed in this manner. If such testimony is provided, the case is closed. This information comes directly from Donald Trump's own statements, disclosed through his financial forms, tweets, and court documents, all of which are extremely incriminating. Amid the considerable attention given to Stormy Daniels' testimony and other related matters, it is crucial not to overlook the importance of these documents. People can lie, but documents cannot. Subscribe if you want to be informed up to the last minute about politics in America. This is American Voice. See you in the next video.